Okay, so today I'm going to see how quickly I can inflate my Honwave T32-IE using two different pumps. So I've got the standard manufacturer's pump which ships with the boat, and it's a manual foot pump. You pump it up using this, and there's a separate gauge you can use to check the pressure. The pump I'm going to be comparing this against today is by Bravo. It's a BTP12 electric pump which runs off an external battery. You can plug it into your car battery to inflate the boat, or if you've got a separate battery you can use it as well. And what I'm interested in seeing is how much time you can save by using the electric pump compared to the foot pump. So let's have a look and see. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, time. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Right. Go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so to sum up the results then, the Honwave foot pump inflated the boat in 19 minutes and 43 seconds, whereas the Bravo pump inflated in 11 minutes and 12 seconds. So a difference of 8 minutes and 31 seconds between the two pumps. With deflation, the difference was slightly less, 8 minutes and 25 seconds for the Honwave foot pump, where the Bravo was slightly quicker by 2 minutes and 19 seconds with a time of 6 minutes and 6 seconds. So if you were just to look at the times on paper, you might not think there's an awful lot of a difference between the two. But having inflated and deflated the boats a number of times today, I can tell you there is a massive difference between using the two pumps. There's a few things you might or might not have noticed that could have affected the timings. I think the first thing is when it comes to using the Honwave foot pump, we had two people working flat out trying to get the absolute quickest time that was possible. So I think when you're using this on a normal outing, you're not going to be working that quickly. So the Honwave time is going to be slightly longer. The Bravo pump, you would expect the time to be similar. Now, if you were watching the video closely, you might have noticed that a car appeared in the bottom left hand corner when I was using the Bravo pump to inflate the boat. And that's because the little battery that I normally use for my fish finder ran out of power. So I had been using this for about a minute or so when the power was slightly low. So this may obviously affected the Bravo's time. And the other thing that again mightn't have been so obvious is that when I inflated the tube that was furthest away from the camera, it deflated again because the valve had got stuck in the open position, so I had to inflate that again twice. So I didn't take any time off for inflating the tube twice, but I did pause the clock while I swapped the battery over to the car. Ideally I would have recorded the video again, but I was exhausted having inflated and deflated the boat twice, and the rain was on and I was trying to get the video finished. So what I'm saying from a real world performance, when it comes to inflation using the Honwave pump, you would probably expect it to be a little bit slower. The Bravo might be about a minute or so quicker than the time I got, with not a lot of extra effort to do that with the Bravo. When it comes to deflation, you might think the times are, with only 2 minutes and 19 seconds, are really an insignificant difference. But for those 6 minutes and 6 seconds, sorry, for the 8 minutes and 25 seconds that you were using the Honwave pump, it was hard work. And when you've just come out off the water, dragged your boat up, it's the last thing you want to be doing is inflating your boat. Likewise, pumping the pump for 19 minutes to get the boat inflated at the start, you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to enjoy your fishing trip. It's the evening now when I'm putting this video together and my legs are still sore from inflating the boat. So my summary of this really is the Bravo pump is lovely to use. So I think if you were planning to inflate and deflate your boat on a regular basis, you're not going to put it on a trailer, get the Bravo pump. I think you're going to absolutely hate putting your boat up and down if you end up using the Honwave foot pump. If you're going to get a trailer and it's going to be a rare event that you're going to have to inflate and deflate the boat, then the Honwave pump actually works reasonably well for a pump. When you compare it to the difference between a battery powered pump, there's not a real significant difference in time, particularly with the deflation. So that's quite impressive for a foot pump. Now, the only final thing I want to say on the Honwave foot pump is that whenever I was trying to inflate the airflow off the boat, which goes at quite a high pressure, 0.8 bar, compared to the 0.25 bar of the other three chambers, it did struggle to get up there with the foot pump. And the problem was, whenever you were trying to check with the manometer, it dropped the pressure down from 0.8 to 0.5. So you had to then try and reinflate it again, but every time you plugged the manometer in and unplugged it, you were losing pressure. So if Honwave are looking to make a change to their standard chip pump, I think putting the manometer into the pump would be a good idea, because with their boat design, you really struggle to get and maintain that 0.8 bar pressure you need for the high pressure airflow using the foot pump. That was no problem with the Bravo. It just shut off nicely when it got to it, and you had no difficulty disconnecting and keeping the pressure in the tubes. The final thing I want to say with the Bravo electric pump is that you might notice that I was having to hold it into the boat, and some people will be asking about that. I was using the standard valve that comes with the Bravo pump to do that. I had searched around and I had bought 3 different valves that were designed to lock into the inflation ports in the Honwave boat, but all of them had a number of problems. One didn't fit onto the hose at all. One of the other ones, whenever the pressure built up, it used to pop off the Bravo pump, and the other one, it just couldn't get a good seal around the pump. So if any of you guys do know a valve adapter that works for this pump, could you please leave a comment and let me know about it. Although it's a rare event now that I've got the trailer that I do end up pumping up the boat, it would be nice when I do that I wasn't having to hold it in, and that would be an even more convenient feature for the electric pump. So I hope you found this video useful, and I hope it helps make your decision about whether you want to get an electric pump for your inflatable boat.